La 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 la.
And one fish, two fish. And one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. All right, I got some serious latency over there on the Twitch. That's fine. Fish, blue fish. All right, Twitch is fine. Let's take a peek in on the YouTube. Let's put you over there. Let's come over here. Let's put you over there. All right, YouTube sounds fine. I think I'm going to start a rogue outfit to kind of go with the, just in the fantasy theme. I'm currently working on, I've already forgotten what I was calling this thing. Damn. Wild Fang outfit. It's a barbarian outfit that I can't actually show promos for on Twitch. I'll probably sneak some into the alt gallery, but I can't show them on Twitch. They're just a little too skimpy. So anyhow, I think what I'm going to do is a rogue outfit, which is going to be kind of a, I think we'll show the midriff. I think we'll have tights, pants. I think I'm going to put buttons on the pants. So I'm going to dig up a pair of the tights, modify them to have a button front. We're going to have some low, soft boots. I'm almost thinking kind of just a short corset kind of top and maybe a short cape, kind of like what I used with the weird witchy outfit. I forget what I called it, but I think it had a short cape. So I think I might add a short cape to that. And then we'll put a belt on there. I'm trying to think how I want to do. I want to do something clever with the belt, although it's probably going to hurt my head. Yo, Art, how are you doing? Thumb one. Thank you, buddy. So anyhow, I think let's block out the belt, the pants, and the shoes today. And I'm going to try to get that other outfit done, and then we can work on maybe the cape and the top on Thursday, and maybe a pouch or two. So anyhow, I'm going to start Marvelous Designer. Actually, we're going to start in Blender. Oh, hold on a second. I got to be right back. Dum dum dum. Where's my Adobe box screen? I let stuff open again. So I have to shut stuff down. I'll be right back, Art. We'll see you. Adobe box. There we go. the sudden realization I still had all sorts of stuff that shouldn't be open. Doy. Anyhow, let's put Marvelous Designer away for a second. We're gonna start with a. Do I want to just be lazy and steal the souls? You know what? We're gonna we're just gonna steal the soul out of the last boots I did. So the bottom of this is gonna look awful lot like that, or maybe not. Maybe I'm just gonna make it a little bit of a wedgie thing. You know what? I think we'll make it kind of a wedgie thing. That's what we're gonna do. But we're gonna start with the boots we did last, and I just need the soul for that. Doing all right? You fixed your heater. Uh-oh, you had a problem with your heater. That's not good. It kept tripping out, but we did buy 2 parts. That's kind of annoying. Oh, I'm glad you got it working again. You thought you had fixed it. Well, at least it's warming up. It kept tripping, but we did buy 2 parts, usually suspect in those blinks. Mmm. Well, hopefully you get that fixed. All right, what am I doing? I'm going to do file, open, project. And it was the Wolf Fang boots. We're going to just start with that. And actually, I'm going to get rid of everything but the sole. I only really need the sole in that. I'm keeping the top cover off, resetting and resetting the reset in the morning. And yep, it's working, but hopefully it'll hold out till spring. Yes, I hope so too. Okay, here we go. Let's do file. Actually, let's come up with a name. You know what we're going to do? We're going to do what I usually do for names. Willie's over watching Catherine, so hopefully he won't see this. ChatGTP to the rescue, baby. Um, Names for a D and D rogue costume. Got it. Cloak, whispering daggers, night veil. There we go. Right there. Crimson wink, shoe, shadow lace. Shadow lace, a scoundrel outfit. Shadow. I like shadow lace. And maybe we'll put some lace on it. Actually, so that sounds kind of cool. Let's go shopping at Dad's just to make sure there's nothing called shadow lace. Hey, Leah, what are you doing? She wears a robe, kind of, except the outfit I just did was kind of a skimpy ass barbarian. I'm in the middle of the skimpy barbarian outfit, which if I put pictures in I can't show the pictures on Twitch of the outfit I am currently working on. I started on Twitch while it still had the skin safe texture mannequin under it. And that's the Wild Fang outfit, which I am getting, hopefully will get submitted this week in the next couple of days. I hope. So I'm going to make a rogue outfit, which is going to be tights with boots, kind of a corsetish top, and maybe a cape, and of course bracers. Maybe a bracer with a maybe dagger on the bracer. We'll do that. Daggers on the bracer. There we go. How would you do that? You would put them so they went that way, right? And then you could just pull it off. I think I might do that. Yeah, it'll include a dagger on the bracers and a belt. We need to do a belt. I'm working on shoes, and we got to make sure the shadow lace is good for name. So we're going to hop over to Daz. There's Daz. By the way, my D-Force 80s Valley outfit is out today. So check it out. But that's not what that I was going to make you look at that anyhow. But what we really want to do is see if there's something called shadow lace here at Daz already. There is something called shadow lace. Damn it. And it even says outfit. So let's find something else. Uh, Inkblade, Shadow, Grave Bell, Last Breath, Night Veil. I don't know. Maybe we'll go with Night Veil. Nighty, Night Dress, Nighty, Night Dress. Apparently, Night trips anything that's like nightwear. That's right. Yeah, well, it kind of it helps me kind of gives me ideas. All right, we're going with what would I say? Night Veil. We're going to call it Night Veil. All right, file save as. This is important because I need to start setting stuff up. We're going to start with low boots, and I'm just going to do a simple half-half pattern on these. It's basically kind of like a profile of a foot sewn together on top. So that's what we're going to, it's going to be a simple boot. But anyhow, fantasy, new folder, Night Veil, and then new folder, whip. There we go. And then this is going to go in here. Night Veil Nelly. She was a happy lass. Night Veil boots. We'll do that. Okay, and the only thing I need this boot for is the sole. It's the only part I want to keep. And then we're going to go from here. So the idea is I'm going to kind of draw the side view of a boot, fit it onto here. Yes, I said boots, boots, not boops. Not Betty Boops. We're talking about boots. Is that 105? And is this all the same over here? That is okay. So we're gonna put a split on here. Uniform split. Do that. And then I'm gonna measure this. So 288.3. I'm just gonna draw a rough, real rough boot shape. And then I'm going to refine it from there. So our starting point is we want this to be 288. So I'm going to convert these to curve points. Convert the curve point, something like that. Tweak these a little bit more. Select that, change length. We'll say both on that. And I think it was 288.3. And we'll say okay to that. And then I'm just going to pull you around like so. And let's convert these to curve points. I apparently selected the wrong thing. Let's try this again. Can I do? I can't. Okay. And then we'll do the same thing over here. Then I'm just going to adjust these. Kind of like that. Are you not snapping to anything there? You're not. There we go. All right, let's try this. And then we'll refine it from here. This is a very primitive shoe pattern. I think I'm going to pull this down and then resize. So I do want these. I kind of just maybe will pull all those down. Kind of like that. I'm going to resize this. Say okay to that. Yo, Rod, how are you doing today? I'm making stupidly simple boots. Okay, then we're just going to take this CV, flip the normal, put that over here. Then I'm just going to sew this. Did that not to here? And then we just sew this onto here. Excellent. I'm just going to sew that to that, that to that. And my sole is still, let me move this over before we begin. All right, let's see how this goes. There we go, we're done. All right, now we refine it. That's actually not too bad of a shape. It's really in the ballpark. I like that toe shape, actually. It looked goofy over here, but it really smoothed out. It's kind of like comfy socks. Yeah, it's soft boots. Relatively soft boots. Been better trying to back up a buttload of files that it don't want to. Just got it going. 18 hours to go. Yeah. 5 minutes down. 18 hours to go. Yeah, baby. We're almost there. Okay, I think I'm going to give a little bit more room in the front. We're also going to put a curve in this to smooth that out a little bit. Kind of like ninjas. Although I don't have a flat. I'm going to kind of make it a slight wedge. Just because I'm lazy and I don't want to make a flat. How's how's that for command decisions? I want a little bit more room in the front there, which should give me a little bit more room on the sides. I kind of like that. I think we're going to put a slight curve in it. And actually what I think I need to do is I need to actually delete that. Do this. And then I have to re-sew everything back together. I think I might put a little bit of a split on the side, but I haven't decided yet. Or do I want to just put a split in the front? We have to move that over to the other side before we break something here. Why do you have all this stuff? You need to live another 170. I know, but it's so cool. You're not going to use it all, but the stuff you're going to use is the stuff that you will throw out. So you can't throw anything out. Because no sooner than you do. Because you know this is going to happen, right? Going, damn it, I needed that. Why did I throw that out? It's a little higher than I actually wanted it to be. I think I'm going to relax the back a little bit more and bring it down. Maybe we do that. Maybe not. Are you not sewn anymore? What in the hell are you doing now? There we go. You know what? I think I liked it the way I had it. Although maybe I'll pull you a little further forward. Okay. I think I would have taken it down to about here or so. And maybe put a little. See, now I don't really need. I can probably bring that and maybe bring you back a little now. Hey, Pigpen's got some. I can't believe our sensible daughter used the just another thing to collect dust when you told her you got a free Stradivarius copy violin and needed some TLC. Are you going to use it? How's the music going, by the way, Art? I think I want to slide this back just a little bit. And thinking maybe a little lower and a little further to the back. We'll see. And you know what? At this point, I've got too much of a curve in there. I'm going to pull that out just a little bit. And it's getting snappy. And maybe a little bit of a cutout in here. Let me just try that. I'm actually playing her and the ABC song on both your right and your left hands. Dang. You're posting. Cool beans, dude. Um, let's offset as an internal line. Let's say 15. Say okay to that. I'm going to take a line. I think from here to here, somewhere about there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a split on that right about there. Just going to snap line from there to there. Take these two and cut. Get rid of these. Shape it out a little bit more. You know what? We don't need these anymore. I'm going to pull you back. We're going to clean this up. Can I just convert to or delete all curve points like that? Take this back. Come over here, grab the smooth curve tool and smooth this out a little bit. And let's put a little bit of a smooth on here. And then maybe, now I might slide this forward again. Too far. And I'm back where I was. I wanted to split the difference, but it was snappy. It's not letting me. Just a little bit in there, maybe. Yeah, okay. That, I got a weird little point right here, so I'm going to try to fix that. This is probably going to be good. Now that toe has lost kind of a... Actually, I think I got it back. I think that's going to be fine. Too much. Now I'm making a clown shoe. Actually, that wasn't objectively that bad, but I could use a little less in here. And then I think we can smooth that out with Blender. So I think that's basically going to be the boot shape I'm going for. All right, so I'm going to dig up the hose. I think part of it is fighting the ground a little bit, I think. Let me just turn the ground off. Ground is off. It still looks like it's colliding with the ground. Let me see if we can stiffen that up. Dig up the what? Oh, the toes. All right, let's come over here. Where is my... There's my fabric. I'm gonna try to maybe use like trim leather full grain. We'll try that. And then we'll turn that off. Turn that off. I'm still getting... All right, there. If it stopped, it stopped. I think we're good. Okay, I do want to... I'm gonna have to have this... I'll fit it in Blender. Never mind. So we're just... This is the base shape for the boot. We'll save this out. Actually, there's one thing. I should add my I'm going to put trim on the top and run it down the back. So let's do that before we save it out. So I'm going to run a trim along here. So offset is an internal line, and we're going to say 5. Actually, let's say 10 on that. And say OK. And then we'll just do an old good old dang it, I missed it. We'll just cut and sew that. And I'm just going to put a little trim piece right down the back. That one I'm going to make 5. Say OK. And we'll cut and sew that. All right, we'll give it some names. Okay, so you are going to be boot trim. I didn't see it change. See, I see it good there. All right, we're good. You know what? I might as well make you sole. Boot sole, because we want to put boot in front of all the boot parts. Excellent. I'll just drag and drop you onto there. You're probably good. We'll just give it a color. Oops. I got to do it this way. I forgot. All right. Grab that. File. Export. OBJ selected. Night Vale whip. Night Vale boot. Night Vale boot. G9. Save that. Should be good. Okay, I'm going to try to find the hose that I used for the 80s outfit and rework that into pants. Let's open project. Do I want to save? Actually, cancel that. Let's save. File, open, project. Projects. We're going to go over to the 80s folder. And it's the Valley outfit and the whip and the O's. Let's take a look at where we left. I think that basically gonna. Hey, Willie, how are you doing? I think that's basically gonna work. I'm just gonna put a flap that's gonna come over, and we're just gonna button it on the front. And I'm gonna go this way. So I'm just gonna add a. We're just gonna unsew through here, and then I'm just gonna add a piece of fabric that's gonna go across there. I'm gonna make sure that I get a cut right there. Cut and sew that. It's for our waistband. Cut and sew that. Your Daz has been occupied for 54 hours. Dude. All right, so where do I want to go? I want to go to about there. I'm sketching out a box, and then I'm gonna make a button flap out of that. And actually, I should measure this. What does that say? 127. We're gonna do 125. Yeah, we're gonna do 125 by 30 or something. If I say 30 and 125, I'm gonna say okay to that. It's a CPU render. Why? You only do that because, yeah. All right, let's switch the optimize quads on that. I'm going to sew this into here. And then what I need is a couple of lines in here that I can... I'm going to have little strips hold it together. I need a split on here at 100. Okie dokie. Then we're going to unsew this and then resew it in here. I want it farther down. Never mind. I'm going to say 120. Split. I'm going the wrong way, damn it. I want my 120 over here. Okay, then we're going to undo this sewing and then resew there to there. I think that's fine. I need 1 and 2 more on that. So I need to sew this to this, and then this to that. Okay, so now we're going to need a couple of little 145 strips. So I'm going to say 3 and 145. Say okay to that. And quad optimize that. How's Catherine, by the way? I saw she was on. I saw you were over there. And if she stays on, I'll rate her. But she probably won't stay on because she's already been on for probably 3 hours now. I'm gonna put that there. You know what? I'm gonna move you over here, and then I'm gonna sew this to that. And then I want to sew this to that. And then I want to sew this into here. No, I don't. I need to, that's 30. We need to do a little inset in here, right? Offset as an internal line, say 30. Okay. I have to do cut and sews on these though. And then I need a row of 30 through here. Say okay to that. I gotta cut and sew all of that. I'm just gonna nudge these over for a second to get this sewn into here. So I'm gonna sew that to, nope. That to, dang it, let's try this again. That gets sewn to that. Yeah. And then this gets sewn to this. These are the things that'll become the invisible parts that I'll delete later so we can unbutton these. And then I need to sew this to here. And then this to here. Should be good. Okay, I'm gonna give these some layers so they all line up right. Let's make sure everything is set to 0 to begin with. Okay, everything is set to 0. Then we have these, which are gonna be in the middle layer, so we'll set those to 1. If I can find layers again, grain, there it is. And then the flap that goes on top, I'm going to set that to 2. All right, let's see how this goes. Probably okay. Not okay. I think I got sewing flipped around here or something. All right, let's. I apparently have screwed something up somewhere. Okay, you are sewn to you. You get sewn to you. Okie dokie. I need this sewn here, and I also need this. No, I don't. I don't need this. I don't need that. Never mind. That's probably my problem right there. I just need the one on the outside, I think. Yeah, okay, let's try this again. Or no, I do need that, but I need that sewn over here. That's the ticket. Yeah, all right. I figured out what my mistake was. Okay, now I gotta sew these into here. I'll start over with this one. Excellent. And then I want to put one into here. And one. No, don't go away that. Don't go that way. Don't go that way. Don't go that. Stop it. I have to try that again. I've got something going on right here. What are you sewn to? Oh, you know what? That's probably my... Nope, I selected the wrong one. You know what? That was probably screwing things up. Let's see how this works out. There we go. Much better. Those are going to be our... I think I got something flipped here. Oh, I got to... Why do I have to... No, that's right. That's right. And you're off by a little. No, you're about right. What happens if I unsew that for right now? Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Is this still sewn over to the other side? That's still sewn to the other side. That's not supposed to be there. I can't figure out what I'm doing. Uh, I thought I got rid of you. Okay. Ah, we're good now. All right. I've got my button flap done. I think we'll put 4 buttons on the front of this, and and then we have these little thin strips in here that we can delete later and make it so we can undo these pants. And I want to just, okay, I'm pulling right up into the crotch about there. And I think that's going to be long enough. I think that'll be good. And we'll put a belt over this of some sort or another. I haven't quite decided how I want to do the belt yet. We'll figure that out. Do I want to just kind of do sort of a girdle? Maybe, maybe not. And I'm going to do kind of a half. I'm going to block in a belt. And I think I'm going to make it kind of thickish. So I want to say I'm going to do 350. We'll put it around. I'll pull an end off of that, and then we'll just adjust it to fit so it kind of comes up and over and droops. Has a little bit of a droop over here. So I'm going to, we'll start with 360. And if I make it 50, probably too big. I'm going to put a little internal line in there at 3. Say, okay, this is going to kind of act as a belt holder piece. Actually, no, I'm not going to do, yeah. Bring you around like that a little bit. A little thin 3 by 50 part in there that I want to be quad optimized. I'm going to sew you to that. And I'm going to drop in another part of the belt like this. I'll say 400 on that. Actually, let's say 400 on this and 30 on that and 50 on that. And okay to that. Set that to quads. I'm going to round. All right, we're going to flip this around to the back. Kind of like this. Actually, I'm going to put this kind of like that and bring this around to here. Bring that down. This, I'm going to drop a line through here. I need to cut and sew those now. Otherwise, my sewing's going to go to shit. Which reminds me, I want to push this back. And we're just going to move those over a second. This I already got sewn in here. I want you sewn into there. And we're just going to do the same thing. This is at number, what, 2 or something? So we're going to set these to be, because I want that to sit on top of the pants, all of the pants. So we'll call those 5. Call that one 6. Call these 7. Where's my layers? Let's move you a little bit like so. All right, let's see how this goes. You were, oh, you know what? That went away when I keep forgetting that if I do a cut and sew on a line, it deletes the sewing. Yep, all right, and then I gotta sew the backs. Like that. All right, let's see how this goes. Ooh, it just went right through. Let's try to have it not do that. All right, let's try this. So it's too tight and you're supposed to be over here. And this is actually supposed to be over here. And I need it to be a little bit longer. I need that to be a 90 right here. Instead of a 180. I think 90 is 90 what I wanted. I make you 100. There we go. That's what we want. And then I'm going to kind of set that up like a belt buckle somewhere in here. The buckle will be here and come up and over here, and we'll have a fork in here somewhere. So now we just need to make this thing longer. So I'm gonna nudge you back. You drifted away, so we'll just see if we can get you to snap back into place. And then ultimately, I also want this to be over here. But what I think we're going to do is, so yeah, let's get you snapped into place. All right, to make it a little looser, I'm just going to let it out this way. Okay. A little looser still. I'm going to do this in baby steps too, I think. Are we there yet? No, you're just winding weird. You know what I should do is I should move that out of the way until I'm done adjusting the length. That's what I should do. That would be what a clever person does. So I'm just going to deactivate that pattern and sewing. And is my gravity turned on? I don't have any gravity, so let's get gravity on here. So this will actually kind of want to settle down. I want to get this over that. And I want to kind of have it settle. It would be nice if it kind of, we could have a little bit of a jaunty angle on that. All right, we're getting there. I still need a bit more. We're eventually going to merge this down. I left those points behind. I'm trying to move the front of that. I actually think I want the buckle to be off to more than one side too. And then we'll bring this back. Maybe over there. I kind of like that. Do I need a little bit more fabric in here? You know what? I think I'm going to do this. Maybe I'll put some fake D-rings on here. And the buckle will be here. And this is just going to fall loose off of that. I'm going to add some curve to that. So, unfreeze that. Okay, let's turn that off. Let's activate. I can't see my activate. There it is. It's up there. Because, of course, it's in a different place than if I click over here. I'm probably going to end up making that shorter. Anywho, let's curve that out a little bit. Smooth curve. We'll do that. Actually, let's try. If I do this. If we do that. And then if I smooth the curve. To about 12. Maybe I'll put a loop on here. And put that under the loop. Can I merge you back onto there? And am I going to lose my... No, I don't want to merge. But you know what I did want? I do want lines. I'm going to put a band through the middle here that I might do something with. Which means for just a second, I got to put these back to where they were. Then I can do internal lines. And maybe 10. Say okay to that. And I want it to be larger than that, so let's maybe try 15. And that'll leave about 20 in the middle. And I like that. That's what I want to go for. All right. Okay, probably good. I'm going to put a really rough stitching down the sides of these, I think. I still want... Okay, let's try the accurate fitting. And let's set you... So let's take the strengthening off. That just ignored me. There we go. Let's add a fabric. Let's call you belt. Let's make you that trim leather full grain. And drop that on there. And see how that... I'm thinking I'm thinking I'm going to add an anchor point here so I can just pull that back. Oh yeah, and we want to just put that, angle that just a little bit again. Oh, that's right. I can fix that later. I didn't want to do that. Let's say 40, 25. I actually want this to be the even side over here. So maybe we make you 60. Okie dokie. Drag my line through here. Extend and add point to pattern outline. Excellent. I don't need, you know what, I don't need that point anymore. I think, and then what I want to do is come, what did I say, 60? So we want to put a line that's 60 from here. Offset as internal line. 60. I don't see you. I had the wrong thing selected. Offset as an internal line. 60. Okie dokie. Cut and soaky. Put that back. Okay, I'm going to cut and sew. This is the goofy ass shit I have to do to get this stuff to work right because they don't have their internal lines working right. Cut and sew that. Measure that. 37.2. 3. 37.2. Oakley dokley. Move that for a second. Set you to be optimized quads. So this into there. And I think that is going to be a 6 on the layer scale. And then I want to sew this over to here. So I'm going to do it like this. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball it in. I think we're good. Boom. That hit with so much force. That didn't line up right. Oh, I sewed it into the wrong spot, didn't I? Dangity dang it. I didn't want that there. You know what would be nice if I could just move this over here. Um, can I drag you around? No, you're on the other one. Dang it, I gotta get rid of this and redo it. It was supposed to be sewn over here. You know what? I'm gonna remember to give myself a little bit of space this time so I can see what I'm doing. You know what? I'm just gonna move you all the way over there. You're still sewn on the other side, right? Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. 37.2. So, you know, that's probably about right. I think I've got it this time. That's better. That's going to kind of hold in place for now. We're going to tweak these angles a little bit here. Set that to be a 90. Set that to be a 90 and hope I'm going the right direction. Lifing. All right, that's kind of what it's going to look like. Yay. Hey, Atherin. Hola. I need to set that sewing point right there to be a 90. You know, both of these should probably be 90s. Oh, that wants to be a 270 so bad. It's begging for it. Oh no! Oh no! Marvelous Designer done crashed it. Let's see if we can get an autosave where we are. All right, now I'm just waiting for Marvelous Designer to decide to run again. Do you want an autosave file? Yes, please. All right, we're not too far off. You know what? I haven't saved this yet, have I? File, save as, project. Definitely not there. What is that? Did I seriously misname? I guess I did. I'll have to remember to change that name of that folder. I'm not saving it there though. We want to come over here to Night Vale and whip, and this is the Night Vale outfit. Okay, we're getting there. So this is currently sewn in the wrong spot. So that's where we left off. And then we were making everything 90-degree angles, except one needs to be 270 because it's that's just the way it rolls. 270, it's like 190, but the other way. So I got that in the wrong spot, so we're going to move that back over to here. Into here. Like that. Then if I remember right, That we set to 90. That one we set to 90. And that one there needed to be 270. All right, I think we're good. Now I'm going to be saving incessantly. And I can't see chat anymore because Marvelous Designer's in the way. Hello, chat. Yo, Napsmore, I'm sorry. Any idea how to undo it? Do I weld or something like that? What did we do? Anyone know what it means when some of the edges of polygon turn red in Blender? They're either, are they marked as seams? I think that's what it is. I'm pretty sure it's marked as seams. But it might be, what do you mean no support? We do support here. And any idea how to undo it? Do I weld or something like that? I think you select the edge and you clear seam or clear sharp or clear something something in edit mode. Yes, exactly. What Leo said. There you go. Yep. Mm-hmm. I think bright blue is sharps. So if those red lines are seams. Arg. So you right click in edit mode and in edge mode, and you select the seam or you select the edge, and you should be able to just clear seam. That's it. I think there's another, there's like edge creases might come in, but I don't do those. But it's probably one of these things. And you can actually and you can actually turn them on and off too. I think in one of the overlays. I kind of forget which one. Right in, is it in here? I forget where you see those. There's one of these. You can set it so that you can see or not see. Is it in here? Nope. I always forget. I don't do undo it a lot. It's fixed. Thanks. Okay. Anyhow, back to our belt. We should be good. I hit save, and there goes my invisible holder. And it doesn't look, there it is. It's snapped to 90. Although that's at a funny angle, which tells me the other side probably should be 270. That one right, I can't select it. That one right there. I probably want to make that a 270 angle so that smooths out. There we go. And do I have gravity on? I think I do. I think I want to just use something a little floppier for my material. Where's my simulation properties? Minus 9800. Do I need to make the belt maybe a little longer still? Possibly. I'm going to just do that. I think I'm going to go the other direction though. Let's just grab all of these and we'll just kind of nudge all of that stuff out that way. And I'm kind of getting a weird shape probably in the back. And so I do want you to kind of, I should probably pin that in the place right about there. maybe pin that to right there. So we'll tack, and I'm sorry, I keep saying pin, I mean tack. Tack. So I'm going to tack that to that. So it kind of does that. And then we'll kind of loosen it up and try to get this pulled down a level. Although I might end up, if I get this too far down, I regret it because then it gets into that bend in the thigh. What do you mean I don't get to talk with with the AI? Wait a minute, what? Oh, your support? I'm gonna switch you. I thought I had belts set to leather. Did I just undo my tack? I think I did. No, my tack's still there. Okay. I'm going to give a little bit more length to that belt. I keep having confidence that sooner or later it's going to do what I want it to do by accident. Yeah, it wants to hang the way it wants to hang. I think I'm getting there. Or maybe I should just tighten it up and run it nice across the I'm gonna take this back in. Now I'm heading back in the direction. I know it's gonna do what it wants to do. And did I already go past canvas? Is canvas a knit or a weave? You know, if I do full leather grain, maybe what I want to do is maybe I want to pin up here, and then I think we're going to do that. All right, I'm just going to tack it right into here, and then we'll adjust that. I'm going to turn gravity off for a second while I do this. You posted a photo of your strand on Discord. Wouldn't let you upload the video. Oh man. Yeah, I'm not sure you can post videos to the Discord. People usually generally link them. I'm going to take you and tack you to that. Let's do that. Tack. Yakety tack, don't talk back. There we go. Let's try that. After all that, it's just so... All right. We'll take a look at the stand in the disc. Well, actually, we'll wait for Art to get back, then we'll look at that stand. If I give it a little bit more fabric, will it actually do what I want now? Except I've got gravity turned off. Damn it. Let's put gravity on. There we go. That's kind of what I wanted. I think maybe that's it. I think I'm probably just going to go with that. I'm going to turn that into a belt. All right, I'm going to think about a top now. I think it's going to be a sleeveless, kind of a two-laced corset. It'll come through here, and we'll leave the midsection. Are you back, Art? Is that what I see? The Strat copy. Oop. Nice. So your violin case, can you also put a Tommy gun in there? I always thought about making a violin. I think I might have actually started at one point to go in the violin case I made for the Tommy gun. What does that say? 1736? Or a 73C? You think the viola case will work better? I think I got it into a violin case. I think it was a violin case. The thing is the stock has to come off. And that's the way I found an actual picture on Wikipedia of a Tommy gun in a violin case. And I think the drum goes in the top part and the stock comes off and I forget how it goes. It's at Daz. Buy my shit. Buy my shit. Did I call it Tommy gun? I think I even just called it Tommy gun. Did I spell Tommy right? I of course did not. There it is. Oh, there you go. That's when you disassemble the stock, you can get it in there. And you have to take the foregrip off too. Thinking of Pinball Wizard. So I actually was thinking at one point of actually making a violin. I think I might have even started, but I don't think I ever got around to finishing it. And it's relatively accurate in size. So what is this? Is this the brag plate? I don't know the label. Originally created for World War One, but the war ended. Yeah. Looking good, Art. Okay, now I'm going to torture myself by looking at this. What am I going to do? I've got 25 minutes, so I think I'll start. I noticed that that's the Brooklyn Bridge looking towards Manhattan from Brooklyn. There's the Freedom Tower. I understand you can get Freedom fries. I used to work in this building right over here. That's 60 Wall Street. It used to be JP Morgan. I don't think it is anymore. In a pinch, you could probably fire Tommy gun without the stock. Probably. But yes. Well, it's a 45 APC round, right? So I think the weight of the weapon might, but still, it would be, yeah, it would be a little awkward, right? I think a lot of the weight of the stock helps counterbalance the magazine too. Anyhow, what am I doing here? I'm going to start blocking out the top. And I was thinking of kind of maybe a little rogue's cape. Or maybe not. I think I just want to do a shoulder cape for this. I kind of wanted to do it with the barbarian outfit, but I don't know. I didn't. There's a video of an army sergeant with against his chin. Oh yeah, I've seen those. There's a picture out there. I think with Winston Churchill holding, possibly even firing one. You lost a good 30 pounds in the Philippines that you can't seem to find a man. Lost a few friends. You lost friends to the Philippines too? Did they make off with the 30 pounds? That's what you get for drinking the water. Oh. Okay, I'm going to sketch this out. Da, 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 da. Dum, 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 dum. 3D pen avatar. Yeah, I would imagine. Um, do I want... You know what? I'm going to start it here. We're going to come down. So, to here. I'm going to bring this around to here. We're going to bring you up all the way up to here. Let's see if I can just maybe bring you back down around this way. And I'm going to... Actually, do I want to do... bring you around like so. I think kind of like that. And then we'll put a split. I actually I need to move that point over just a little bit. Where's my edit? And we're going to take you over here. And then I'm going to just put a split up through here. We'll see how that works out. Then we'll fasten up the back. Probably a couple panels at least in the back. I probably should put a split here to here and then run this up here to here. We'll do that. I can't find my thing anymore. There it is. So I'm going to just put and then I'm going to do that. And I'm going to see if I can get you to come all the way around the back. And then up. And then somewhere in there, I think. And just to help things, I think we'll put a panel right about here. Let's see how this works out. All right, let's see if my flattening. It's thinking. It's gotten really slow suddenly. Did it not? Are you not flattening? That waterworks. Dang, Art. I'm going to hit save. I'm going to shut this down and relaunch it. It got really slow suddenly. I hope that saved. That would be nice if it saved. Oh, for crying out loud. Okay, now can I... There we go. All right, now I have to kind of figure out what's what here. I don't know, what side are you on? Oh, okay, that's the way you... You come over here. You come over here. You are there. You are here. I wonder if I can smooth these. I almost never just use these pattern pieces, but I think maybe I'll be a little lazy today and see what happens if I do this. We'll optimize all of those. I'm going to convert these all to curves. This, that, and these two. Get rid of that point right there. You know what? I probably can live without you. Probably live without you. These definitely can need a lot of cleanup. So you know what? We'll just lose those. I'm just going to measure this 23.8 and change length and 23.8. Kind of make that even like that. I'm going to, you know what? We're going to reduce this. There's the reducer. Optimize curve points. We're going to do that. And can I just get you down to optimized like that? There we go. I'm going to go with that. And then I'm going to get rid of that and these. All right, so I'm going to lose all of these. I'm going to do a couple of change lengths. I'm going to change length. I'm going to make these longer, and then I'm going to make it a nice even shape. So let's do a change length on that. I'm going to go past 23. I want to make it 24, but we're going to go longer than that. So we're going to say 28. And I actually want it to go the other way. And then I want this to be 28 as well. And that's going the right direction. And then we'll put an internal line in here at 23, 24. And that gives me a nice smooth. And then we'll just cut those. Delete that. And that should give me that part right there. Okay, let's clean these up. So you know what? I'm going to just delete all of these. Dang, dog. Let's get rid of those. Do every other one of these. Clean that up. I'm reducing them down to like 2 points. And then we'll get rid of you guys. And I'm going to just kill all of these. Nope. Too aggressive. That we're just going to convert to a no, not optimize. It's remove curve, something like that. Delete all curve points. There we go. I could do that with these as well. I should have just done them all at once. And then I'm going to convert you to a curve point. So I get a nice smooth back in there, and then convert you to a curve point. Try that again because I did the wrong one. You want to say convert? No. Oh, it's because I got all these extra thingy that the Richie doos in here. You know what? We're just gonna delete all the where's the delete all the whatchamacallits? Delete all the curve points, all the curve points all the time, and then convert that to a curve point. So I get these nice, neat looking And did I not? I thought I converted you to curve point. Though I probably. Okay, so I want this and this to be the same. And I think it's going to be best if this looks longer than that. So I'm going to measure that 97.9. So we're going to make that 97.9, but I'm going to push it a little the other way. I want to make sure that this is kind of snappy in there. And I don't know. You know what? I'm just going to do that. Then I'm going to make sure that this is lined up with that. God damn it. I'm trying to get it to snap to that. It keeps snapping to other things. All right, that is going to get sewn to there. Let's set these to be the same length. I will push it that way. That says 110.2. That's 112. I'm going to pull that back. So we're going to change length on that. 110.2. Oakley dokley. Okay, those get sewn together. Okay, this should equal to that. And I think this one's a lot longer than... Well, this has got the extra. So this plus 24 is 156.3. 152.2. We'll push that out a little. So 156.3. I say okay to that. I think I'm going to rotate this. Okay, now this and this should equal this. $216, $209. I think we'll get the extra 6 out of here, and then I'll just tweak that a little bit. $216. Say okay. That needs to stay at 24, so I'm just going to slide you around. I'm going to zoom in. I had it, and I lost it. There it is. And that should probably line up with that. I should probably just convert you to a curve point, make things easier. $102.9, 104 point. You know what? I'm just going to sew it in like this. I keep trying to, and I should be able to sew this. Into here. It's off just a hair. I think that's my problem right there. There we go. So that cleans that up. Then we can sew here. So this needs to go to that. 136.5. That is so freaking close. I don't really need to do anything with that. And then we'll just double check these. You know what? I'm just going to sew it in and see what it says. 128. I'm off by a millimeter on the back. So I'm just going to shorten that up just a little. And now we'll just dupe this over. Let's put you right about there for now. Bring that. And then we'll just sew the center lines up. I'm going to put laces on the back of this, I think. Let's see how this goes. And it fell off. let's turn gravity off. Let me freeze everything else. After all that work to get the belt kind of into a shape I want, I should probably put it somewhere safe. Control K, Control S. Simulation properties, 0. All right, let's see how this goes. It still wants to slide. Oh, did I not? Oh, I got that sewn in wrong. I forgot. This needs to be sewn into that. Oh, and I didn't sew the... I got a bunch of stuff that's unsewn. And then I can probably make this a little smaller, or a little tighter right through there. There to there. There to there. It's pretty good if I could just keep it from sliding down. Maybe I will lace the front up. Slide these over, put a strip in the middle, and then run laces across. It's almost 9 o'clock though, so I'm probably gonna. I should just kind of, and it's maybe a little. Yeah, I'm gonna put a little strip in here. I'm gonna end up lacing up. I'm gonna move this over to. We're gonna put some stuff in here. We're gonna run laces through here. I think that's because it'll look cooler with the laces on the front. I have to tighten that a little bit. I'm just gonna see if we can slack tighten that real quick. Boop and boop. Yep, that kind of works. Sort of works. And probably I should tighten it up in the back. I'm gonna undo that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna maybe tighten it through here. So then it pulls the front forward like that. Yeah, baby, that works. I do want you to stay up here though, but we'll take care of that. I think I'm going to do, yeah, we'll do it this way. We'll offset internal line, let's say 20. I say, okay, where's that lining up at? Right there. I like that. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. 20. Okie dokie. Do the same thing with this one. 20. Okay. Yep, then we'll just do cuts on these. Nope, that was the wrong thing. Let's try cut. Then we'll do a delete. This, that, and the other. There's one other piece that we need to get rid of too. That one right there. You know, I have an idea. I'm just going to put a strip in here. I'm going to put another strip on top and make laces out of that. So I think what we need is, well, what I need is I need a measurement. 1, 2, 3. That says 1541. So we're going to say 20 and 154.1. Okay. And switch you to quad optimized. Then I'm just going to sew this into here. So that is going to come to here. That is going to come into here. And then this should fill the gap if we measured right. Just like that. Let's pull this down a little bit before we run the sim. I'm going to freeze the back, kind of hold things in place. And I need 2 of these. Like that. I'm going to temporarily sew this gap like that. I'm getting there. And then I'm going to do some lace adding in here. I think I'm going to have the laces come all the way over to here. There'll be a little bit of an overlap, and then we're going to delete out these middle parts. So it's 9:01, so I'm going to call it a night here. So we've got pants, we've got our start of our top, which keeps sliding down. We got the start of our belt, and we got the start of the boots. So we're working on a rogue outfit. I'm still going to add a little cape to that. And maybe, oh yeah, bracers. We wanted bracers. I wanted bracers with some daggers in it on them. So we're going to do that. So the handles of the daggers will be close to the arms. Pants, a decent pair of pants. I'm sorry, you get an indecent pair of pants. Anyhow, thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. It has been Tuesday. We're gonna find. Hey, if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. That would be awesome. If you're on Twitch, you can stick around for the raid. Let's see who's on the Twitch first tonight. Where's my Twitch? There's my Twitch. Where's my? Is your face as pretty? Is she still on, or did she already get offline? She is offline. I did think that was going to be too long. Plobby is on though. Yeah, thanks for being here, Art. So we're going to go over and say hi to our friend Plobby. What's Plobby doing today? Unscheduled Chaos Monkey stream. VTuber development. So there you go. We're going to say hi. Plobby works with Blender. So we'll do that. And does some game dev too. So anyhow, yeah, thanks. Hey, I forgot to shout everybody out because Charles isn't here tonight, but he'll be back some point in the future. There we go. Also, we got our good friend Art in the house. Everybody, make sure you say hi to Rod Shelley. And I saw we had I don't have a Napsmore command yet, do I? I do not. But we're going to shout out Napsmore. Napsmore, I caught him streaming the other day. So you too can give Napsmore a follow. That would be cool. And I saw Leo was in the house earlier. It was good to see you, Leo. And Atherin. Hey, check out Atherin's Not for Safe for Work site. Atherin over at Subscribestar and his Discord. There we go. All right. We will be back in 2 days, Thursday, 7 p.m. We'll probably be working on the rogue outfit still. That's generally the way it works. Hopefully, I'm going to be done with the Wild Fang outfit, which is the skimpy ass barbarian babe thing I'm working on, which I can't really show on Twitch. So anyhow, thank you all. We have raid calls. If you can stick around for the raid and you're not a subscriber, feel free to use that raid call. If you are a subscriber, you get to use the sub raid call. We'll do that. Hey, I have a Discord. Feel free to join if you haven't already. I sell stuff on Daz. I had a new outfit come out today. Obligatory self promo portion of the program. That is not the new. It's hiding everything. Why you hide everything? There we go. The D-Force 80s Valley outfit now available at Daz near you. You too can relive those horrible memories you had of the 80s. Bright neon. Ronald Reagan. Oh my God. Ugh. Don't do drugs, kids. Just say no. That's all you had to do. Just say no. And Ronald Reagan fixed the drug problem. Anyhow, thank you all for being here. Let's go over and say hi to Plobby. /raid Plobby 3D. I think I spelled it right. I'm hoping that we end up over at Plobby's. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Anyhow, I hope you'll have a good evening, and I hope I can catch you Thursday. Yeah, hasta la vista, baby.